really want to make sure it's perfect.
Thinking about a minute and a half, you should get everyone on frame.
Yep. Okay. I am prepping everything I possibly can so that when Jennifer steps on a set, she knows exactly what's going on. Things. And
1 minute until Jen's here.
Okay, right here, write these out. This is high stakes, and to be honest, I've been up to bat quite a few times, and I don't have too many wins, so I feel like I really need to prove myself in the execution to secure my spot.
Okay, guys, I'm ready.
Hi, everybody. First 1-5 meteorologist Melissa Meeder here on what has been a very gloomy, wet, and cool Friday end to the work week and start to the weekend. And if you liked today, well, you'll like tomorrow because Saturday will be very similar to today. However, if you don't like the rainy, gloomy weather, you're going to have to wait the next couple of days before we finally start to dry out. So a lot going on here over the next couple of days. More rain is still ahead. The same kind of vibe is expected for your Saturday. We have a 70% chance for rain. It's going to be steady rain at times. Our first warning is in place from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. So Saturday basically is very similar to today. Gloomy, cloudy conditions. Rain will come in waves at times. You may find some dry time in there. However, you're always going to need your rain gear handy. I don't think it's going to be, downpouring type of rain. Very similar to the intensity that we saw today. Some light rain, some drizzle at times, maybe some pockets of a little bit more of like a steady rain. So that is what is on tap for Saturday. The rest of this evening, this is technically our drier part of the day. Scattered rain will be around. Make sure you continue to have that rain gear handy. Here's a look at radar right now. pretty scattered across the area, but mainly confined in and around the 435 loop up towards St. Joseph. If we take a zoom in into what's happening around 435 right now and in the metro, you could see that rain is on at least the northern and western half of the metro, from DeSoto to Bonner Springs, Platte City, Parkville, Gladstone, Overland Park, seeing rain. It's slowly encroaching into the proper Kansas City downtown area. So rain continues through the rest of this evening. Here's a look at what our current forecast model is putting out. Not entirely what we are seeing out there, but the gist is that scattered activity continues through the next couple of hours and spotty by the time we get to the overnight. So right now, oops, I thought this was right now. We're past that. Let's take a look-see at right now temperatures. Here we go. Right now, 52 degrees. We've got rain out there. Temperatures are going to continue to be in the 50s from here on out, basically. We had our high temperature in the 50s today. We will continue to be in the 50s through the weekend and even into next week. So what do we need to know for the weekend? If I could sum it up into three things. One, we're looking at a pretty wet and soggy Saturday. Rain will be possible basically throughout the entirety of the day. It's not quite as wet for Sunday. Rain chances are still there. However, not as high as Saturday. And then we're cloudy, we're gloomy, and both high and low temperatures will be in the 50s. So pretty stagnant weather pattern we've got going on, and that is due to a large low pressure system that is passing just to our south, and that's why we're getting rain for several days here. So we need the rain. We are going to be in the upper 50s tomorrow afternoon, 58 on your Saturday. A 70% chance for rain. It's gloomy, it's cloudy. Still gloomy and cloudy on Sunday, but a 30% chance for some spotty rain. Now, that's what it's looking like at this point. I would not be surprised if rain chances start to bump up a little bit more for Sunday. I'm going to show you why here in just a second, but temperatures are in the upper 50s still at 59 degrees. Let's walk through Saturday. You know, a lot of people have plans for Saturday. What's going on? When is rain really starting to build in? Well, if you're going out really early Saturday morning, 5, 6, 7 o'clock a.m., you're probably pretty good to go rain-wise in terms of being dry. So some isolated showers are out there, south by 70, by 5. It's by the time we get to about 10 a.m. where rain starts to encroach along in south by 70. That then starts the time frame where we could see waves of rain showers throughout the day. At some points it may be mist. At some points we may see a little bit of a break from the rain, very similar to today, but it will be a little bit later in terms of starting as well as in terms of ending as well. So I guess we're still seeing rain now, so I guess very similar there, but between the time we get to, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, still seeing rain, and it looks like we're having an issue here. Let me take a look. Let's see. We're starting to get a little bit of a later or a newer run here. Let me see if I can play it all the way out. Yes. Okay. So even as we go from 10 and continuing through the afternoon, we continue to see rain hanging around. 5 o'clock comes around and we're starting to see some breakage in the rain. You may find some dry time there. And then we start to see rain continue in through the rest of the evening. And then by the time we get to 10, starting to break up. And we get to midnight and it becomes pretty spotty. That then leads us into the overnight and it's spotty as well. So rain continues to be a possibility as we go through the, bulk of the day tomorrow. Starting at 10, you may find a few dry times in there, but more likely rain is going to be around. Now, how much more rain could we see? Well, looks like we're having issues with this one too. It looks like overall we can see anywhere between, while I quickly make sure that this is working. It's that time of day where everything's starting to update. All right. There we go. So as we go into your Saturday, how much more rain could we see? Well, for majority of us along and north of I-70, we're looking at maybe a tenth to about a quarter of an inch more of rain, and then a little bit more in terms of rainfall amounts for our south and southwestern areas in particular. Between about a quarter to about half of an inch of additional rain is what we could see by late Saturday night. Then we go to Sunday. Now, Sunday, I told you, is not as wet as Saturday. Here, 7 a.m., some spotty rain showers are going to be around. It's not till we get to the afternoon where we could start to see better rain chances become more scattered. As you can see, Kansas City is generally just on the cutoff of these rain chances before they fizzle out for the most part once we get to about 7 p.m. on Sunday. So we're watching Sunday closely in terms of possibly increasing the rain chance for the afternoon, which would probably be about a 40% chance. But just know if you're going to pick a day to, have outdoor plans, Sunday is looking like the better day to do so, of course, because we are going to find a little bit more dry time on Sunday, and it's not looking as long in duration or as wet overall. Then we get to next week. We are not done with rain chances there. 2 more first warns are in place on Monday and into Tuesday. 50% chance for rain and thunderstorms. We are watching a cold front and a low pressure system move into the area. Right now, it looks like that cold front looks to pass through early on Tuesday morning. That means that we would likely see rain and thunderstorm activity initiated before the front and along the front, which would mean Monday evening and into Monday night, possibly lingering into Tuesday. We are still fine-tuning the time of this front moving through the area. That's why we still continue to see the chance for rain on both days. But at this time, it's looking Monday evening and into early Tuesday morning. Of course, we are watching this very closely because the Chiefs are going to be back here at home on Monday. Know that if you are going to the Chiefs game at this time, rain and possibly some isolated thunderstorms will be a possibility. Temperatures, you guessed it, are going to remain in the 50s for game time. Here's a look at our Kansas City right now on our Midwest Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing camera. It's dry, or at least it looks dry, over by Chiefs Stadium, Arrowhead Stadium, where it's going to be a little bit more poppin' come Monday night. Temperature-wise right now, the 50s. As I said, the 50s are going to be hanging on here through the night and into the next couple of days. It's 52 right now in Kansas City. Those rain chances linger for the rest of this evening. We continue at a 50% chance, through about 8 o'clock, and then we drop to 40 and then eventually 30. So spotty chances through the night. 50s are on tap. We will fall to only 50 degrees tomorrow. And then for the day, we will see some gusts to 20 miles an hour at times, but majority of the day, a light breeze, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Temperature is very similar to today. Rain situation very similar to today. And cloud cover similar to today. You may be wondering, when can we see the sun again? Because it's going to be a couple days until the sun for sure is shining. Monday and Tuesday, we continue to see the chance for rain and thunderstorms. Looks pretty cloudy. We'll be 60 on Monday, upper 50s on Tuesday. And then Wednesday comes. Wednesday, we start to see a little bit more of that sunshine. Partly cloudy skies for Wednesday through Friday. And we'll be in the 50s. It'll be 57 Wednesday, upper 50s on Thursday and Friday. Friday also is Halloween. So Halloween looking dry at this time. Pretty comfortable temperature-wise when we think about this time of year. And morning temperatures on, Friday morning will be in the upper 30s, and most likely will be around the upper 30s once again late for Halloween night, or technically Saturday morning. I will say beyond this, I had to remind myself that we are falling back an hour, and that will be on this following Sunday. So Sunday morning, I want to say November 2nd. Let me pull up the calendar. Yes, November 2nd. That is the day that we will fall back an hour. So keep that in mind. It's almost here on the 7-day forecast. But that's what we've got going on here. Temperatures over the next 7 days between about 57 and 60 degrees. Pretty stagnant. Clouds, rain chances remain through Tuesday. We dry out. We see a little bit more sunshine midweek next week. And that's when we see low temperatures start to dip back into the 30s once again because the cloud cover is not as thick. So I hope everybody remembers the rain gear for the next couple of days. Have it handy, whether you keep it in your car, whether you keep it, whether you're wearing it, that sort of thing. So I hope everybody stays dry. I hope everybody has a nice weekend. And I will continue to give you the latest updates here as soon as 10 o'clock on KCTV5. And I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend.